All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and talk about triangle proportionality theorem. It is a mouthful. I don't expect you to have to say it or memorize that, but that's what we're doing today. And our essential question is, how do you create proportions when a parallel line cuts through a triangle? And so here's our learning goals. I can apply the triangle proportionality theorem. I can use the converse to solve problems. All right, here we go. All right, so here's what the actual theorem says. It says if a line parallel to the side of the triangle intersects the other two sides. So it's a lot of words. Let me try and demonstrate based on this picture. So that's the if part. If these right here, the base of it, and one of the intersecting sides are parallel. So that's basically what it says. And now this line could be up at the top, it could be down at the bottom, it could be right in the middle, okay? So this line that cuts through can be anywhere. And so basically it says if there's a line that is parallel to the base of the triangle and cuts through that somewhere in the triangle, then, so here's what the then part says, then it divides those sides proportionally. So what I mean is, if this happens, then I know that this part of that triangle divided by this part, so I'm going to say that here, if AE divided by EB is going to be proportional. So it's going to be equal to the same thing on the other side. So AF divided by EC. So that's what that means. That means if we're given a triangle, the base is parallel to something that cuts it in half, then we know this length divided by this length is going to be equal to this over that. All right, so let's do an example, or a couple examples. And I highly recommend you use a graphing calculator for, or not a graphing calculator, but a calculator for these. So I will hopefully come over here and show you a calculator. All right, oops, too far. Alrighty, so we automatically know that these are parallel because it says it. This little arrow means that it's parallel to this one. So we already know these are parallel. So that's key. You got to make sure they are parallel. So now we're going to set up our proportion. So we're going to take this side, which is 32. Oops. And put it over the other part side, which is 24. Hopefully you're following me there. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to set it equal to this side, 40, over this side. And notice we don't know what that length is. That's what we need to find. So I'm just going to label it X because we do not know how long that is. Okay. And that is why it says find DG. All right, so then it's just like our similarity proportions when we were working on those similar triangles. We're going to cross multiply. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to multiply these together. So it's going to put 32x times by these two. So I'm going to put 24 times 40. And remember, like I said, you can use a calculator for this. So Desmos is a really good tool to use when we're doing these problems. And let me just put it up over here so that we got it. All right, so you can go ahead and you could actually do this using this part of the graphing calculator. So you're going to have 24 times 40, and you get it's 960. So I'm going to just go ahead and do that over here. We're going to go ahead and say 32x equals 960. And then we're going to divide by 32, divide by 32. And guess what? We can do that as well. I'm going to go ahead and keep that and divide by 32. And we get x equals 30. And so that is how you would find that length of that missing side. So we know x, the length of this is going to be 30. All right, so hopefully that helps you. We're going to do one more example, and then we're going to do the converse. All right, so let me get my colors here. So we automatically know that this is parallel to this because of those little arrows. And so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to, let me make this so it's bigger for you guys. There we go. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this side, 5, over the same side, 8. And that has to be equal to this side, which, hey, Rn, that's what we need to find. So I'm going to label it x divided by this length, 10. And then we're going to cross multiply. I always do the x side first. So it's going to be 8x equals times 5 times 10, which is 50. So 8x is going to equal 50. And then you're going to divide by 8, divide by 8. And that's where you might want to use the graphing calculator. If I can get it to the side again. Hey, that one worked a little bit better than last time. Oh my goodness, seriously. There we go. And then we're going to have 50 divided by 8. And you can either write it as a decimal. So x equals 6.25. Or we have a really cool feature here where you can click there and it reduces it. So we know that the top and bottom can be reduced by 2. Sorry, that's divide by 2, the top and bottom. And so we know as a fraction, we can also have it x equals 25 over 4. So either one is the right answer. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this video and then watch the next part for the converse. Thanks for watching.